Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your guy Lanky Trader. So this week was stressful, like stressful as hell. The market really stressed me this week. But you know how we do, we follow our plan, we follow our risk management, and we follow our strategy to the T. So let's get right into the chart. So on Monday, that's 30th June, we had our 9:30 candle here, which is this small doji candle here, and we had a break above and we entered after the break, and even we entered after the break and retest because the break was kind of like a rejection candle. Then we had another rejection candle. Then we now had this bullish rejection candle. Then we entered off that, and merely we entered, like market just kept going. So I just allowed it to ride. Just allowed it to ride, and we got like uh a 1 to 5 risk to reward on this trade. So this was our Monday trade. This is our 9:30 candle here. We mark out the high and the low. We broke out. We had a retest. We entered off the retest, and we had the 1 to 5. Our stops at the low. So that's how Monday's trade went. Then the thing that now happened is after Monday's momentum, market just slowed down the rest of the week. So we are not having our precise entries. So market just slowed down the rest of the week. So on Tuesday, we had our Tuesday setup, which is this setup right here. This is our 9:30 candle. So we mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. You can see that we had the break above. I entered for the buy, stops at the low below this week, and you can see that we got rejected instantly. So we now broke below. So I entered off the sell, stops at the low, stops at the high, and our target was a 1 to 1.5, and eventually we hit our take profits here. Then our Wednesday setup. So this was our Wednesday setup, this 9:30 candle right here. So we mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. So we had a break below our 9:30 candle. We entered for the sell, stops at the high, but you can see that we got stopped out. So after we got stopped out, we had a break above, and we had like a nice tap into the level, and we entered for our buy. So our stops at the low, and our target was to a 1 to 1.5. Then we now had another entry after markets took out the liquidity above here and came back down, tapped into our level, gave a bullish engulfing. So we entered again, stops at the low. Our target was a 1 to 2, and you can see we hit our target nicely right here. And this was our second trade, from Wednesday. That was how that trade went. Then our Thursday setup. This is our 9:30 candle right here. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. You can see that we broke below our 9:30 candle. So we entered for our sell. Stops at the high. Our target is a 1 to 1.5, and you can see that market just ranged, then took us out. So that's what I meant when I said market was just slowing down the rest of the week. So this was our Friday setup. So I closed this trade out at a loss because I didn't have the strength to. Because basically, this trade, by the time market opens on Monday, it's just going to spike us out, even if it's going to go back. But you can see that the market is already close to our stop loss. So I just closed out the trade. So, but this is our 9:30 candle right here. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break below. Entered for our sell, stops at the high. Our target is a 1 to 1.5. But you can see that, that trade just ranged basically throughout New York session. So we just closed that out before market closed. So that's how all our trades went on Monday. And it gets worse. We are going to US 30. It gets worse. Let's go to US 30. So this is our US 30 setup. This is our US 30 setup. Okay, yeah. So this 30th. So this is our US 30 setup. So this is our Monday trade. So we mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break below. We entered for ourselves. Stops at the high. Our target is a 1 to 1.5, and you can see market just stopped us out immediately on a Monday morning, when market should be saying like, okay, it's Monday. Let's at least give this guy small joy, like the way gold gave us joy. This one just said no, take violence, and that's what happened here. So let's go to Tuesday. So this was our Tuesday setup. Gave me hope. Oh, say okay, at least from Tuesday the week is going well. Yeah, that one a bobo. So this was our Tuesday setup right here. We had our 9:30 candle, mark at the high and the low. We had a break above. We entered for our buy, stops at the low. Our target was a 1 to 2 because of this nonsense loss here. So we hit our 1 to 2 target, and at least that one gave me small hope. So we went to Wednesday. So our Wednesday setup was a very long and annoying setup because we just ranged like for almost 2 days till the next day's New York session. That's when market now showed love. And after it showed love, the candle from the Thursday setup that should now respect and continue just ranged and took us out at the stop. Very annoying. So let's see the Wednesday setups. This was our Wednesday setup right here. This is our 9:30 candle, marked out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. So we broke above, entered off the close of this break, and after I entered, I just left it. This is what happened throughout almost 2 days until market now reacted in this New York session on Thursday and now spiked us up. Then now on Thursday's session, we had our 9:30 candle here. We broke out nicely, entered off the break, expecting market to just push up and give us our 1 to 1.5. The market just decided to just reduce momentum and ranged and took us out. And this was our Friday's setup here. So our Friday setup, this is our 9:30 candle right here. Same thing, we broke out, we entered our buy after the close, stops at the low. Our target is a 1 to 1.5, and you can see market just ranged out. I closed this market, closed it before market close for the week. I just closed it out because at this point there's no point leaving the trade open. So I just closed that trade out. So that was US 30 straight this week. Very, want to give me brain damage this trade this week. But let's go to Nasdaq. So our Nasdaq setup. So Nasdaq, well, people should be the judge of Nasdaq. So this is our 9:30 candle. Mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We broke below. We entered after the close. Stops at the high. Our target is a 1 to 1.5, and you can see, market just went back up, took us out at the stop, same as US 30. And mind you, these trades were happening at the same time because I entered these trades as they happen in real time. I entered these trades. So Nasdaq and US 30, the two trades were happening at the same time. So took us out here on Monday. Okay, sorry. Yeah, took us out here on Monday. So this is our Tuesday setup. So our Tuesday setup, this is our 9:30 candle right here. Mark out the high, mark out the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break above. We entered for the buy, and our target is a 1 to 1.5. So we entered our trades, stops at the low, and you can see that we got stopped out. So we now entered after the break of this bearish engulfing. We entered for our sell, stops at the high of this week. Our target was a 1 to 2, and you can see that we recovered and got like a 1 to 2 there. So yeah, that was on Tuesday. So our Wednesday setup, this was our Wednesday setup here. So we tapped into this liquidity level here that has been piling up for a while. So as we tapped in, we now entered the New York session, and we got this bullish 9:30 candle break here. So this is our 9:30 candle, this is our high, this is our low. We broke above our high, we entered for our buy, stops at the low. Our target is a 1 to 1.5, and you can see that we hit our take profits nicely right here. Then we go to Thursday. So this is our Thursday setup. This is our Thursday setup right here. So we mark out our 9:30 candle. This is our 9:30 candle right here. We mark out the high, the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break above our 9:30 candle, and we entered after the close, stops at the low. Our target is a 1 to 1.5, and you can see we hit our take profit nicely right here. So guys, we now move to Friday. So Friday's trade was same as US 30 trade. Market just regressed. Then we now had our 9:30 candle. I did not enter this trade. Because my motivation for the week had died down. Then plus all the stress with work. So I just left this trade. I left this trade. I didn't even remember about. I just marked the level, and actually forgot that, you know, I hadn't entered this trade on Nasdaq, and I thank God I did not enter it because it would have been the same as the US 30. So that's how our trades went this week. So we had wins. Now, US 30K kind of US Nasdaq actually gave us, more wins this week than US 30. So I'm sure you guys will be wondering why, because US 30 and Nasdaq kind of move in the same direction most of the time, but I enter a loss on this side and might enter a loss on this side also. Why? Because sometimes US 30 buys, especially in this particular strategy, because here we are not trading with the trend, we are not are solely trading with momentum of the market at that particular time. So sometimes when I enter a buy, when let's say US 30 gives me a buy, most times or sometimes Nasdaq will give me a sell, and US 30 will hit take profit, and Nasdaq will hit take profit. Then US 30 will now reverse and still give me a sell and still give me take profit. So that's the reason why I just follow the system like a robot. You get? So it's not something you should overthink. Something you should overthink. You mark out your 15-minute range, you break above or below your 15-minute range, you enter after the close, your target is a 1 to 1.5. Just mechanical like that. Very simple strategy for anybody that wants to be profitable to follow. Free strategy. I'm not selling any course. I've given it to you guys. So it's just for you guys to just follow the risk management. I would recommend that you guys go and watch about the Turtle Traders, and their strategy back then did not have the kind of win rates that this strategy had, but just because they followed their rules after their 8-month drawdown, they always come back up in profits. So it's just your mindset for you to follow the strategy to a T, follow the risk management strategy to a T, and I assure you, you'll be very profitable, very profitable. So that's it from my end, guys. If you like this video, please smash that like button, click the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification so that YouTube can push my contents to you guys more. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.